In a fan bedroom on a Thursday night in mid-July, Joshua Epperson and Jed Harsh, with a slight buzz, huddle over a mini microphone and laptop to record what will be the 24th installation of their podcast, Booty Jams. Epperson and Harsh are halfway through a case of cheap beer and North Carolina Class A cigarettes, well-versed and confident enough. They hit record on the software GarageBand, cue the music, and ready themselves to introduce this episode's topics.
Thanks.
What are we going to talk about?
I would like to talk about animal sex.
Bestiality.
Not
fucking a donkey.
No.
Going to Mexico on this
We've
one.
already talked about that.
Are we going to Cancun?
No, we're not going to Cancun either. No.
Okay.
I mean, we have that trip planned.
Right.
We got to plan that trip. Okay, no, I want to talk about weird mating rituals of animals. Animals for animals.
I feel like we talk about humans way too much.
Yeah, we got to kick it to the animals.
We gotta believe in nature.
The other thing that I want to talk to you about, Josh, and this is really serious. I want to take our relationship, Joshua Epperson. I want to take our relationship to the next level.
Let's ramp it up.
Yeah. Okay. I really want a label.
No, and I'll tell you why
What?
in just a minute.
Booty Jams is an iTunes-based podcast for sexual life people, or SLP. As described by Epperson and Harsh, SLP are people who put forth the effort to openly communicate their thoughts and emotions in order to respect and understand one another when in any manner of sexual relationship.
SLP is a term that we use probably every podcast.
I would say so.
It is in reference to sex life people. The way that it came up is the fact that we are not creating this podcast for middle schoolers or high schoolers, adolescent age. We are talking
Or people completely outside
or,
the sex realm.
yeah, exactly. People who do not participate in that. We are talking to and for and about people who would say that they have a sex life, and so therefore they are considered a sex life person.
Meaning they have like experience, they are involved with sort of the issues that come up with having a sex life, the difficulties and so on, and we would put ourselves in that category. And we feel as though that there is a way you can be a sex life person, that you can have a sex life in a proper way, in a way that is respectful to other people, in a way that is respectful to yourself. And you can do that, or you could be
Whack as shit.
Earlier that afternoon on Harsh's porch, she and Epperson perch over a MacBook, enjoying what most spectators would consider being typical behavior for 20-somethings in the fan. Cigarettes, inexpensive beer, and conversation fueled by oddball internet searches. There's a dynamic chemistry between the two that can be seen and heard from the pre-show developmental process through the end of recording. Their approach is far from spontaneous and is inspired and facilitated by everyday life in the 21st century. Epperson and Harsh explain the variety of influences in brainstorming for their podcast.
What are you talking about?
Friends, life, media,
Experience.
just experience, anything and everything. We talk, like we said, we talk on GChat most of the week. Please don't fire me. And we'll bring up numerous topics. We'll bounce them back and forth. We'll veto a few. We'll put some on the back burner. We have a Google Doc that we go through where we list some stuff. We reference old shit.
Yeah, I feel
We've started a couple series that was great inspiration in the beginning, and then we go, oh shit, we haven't talked about that in a while.
Right,
stuff like that.
Epperson says they try to tap into more than just general conversation.
I feel like our inspiration for topics are topics that dig a touch deeper, or at least are things that we're all experiencing and maybe aren't actually saying words about, or maybe aren't actually, maybe our opinions haven't been so solidified about yet.
Epperson and Harsh have no formal education on the subject matter and a small following, around 7 per week, which doesn't stray their efforts to better a listener's perception and approach to sexual relationships. Epperson says,
Hopefully what we bring to the table is how people should be rolling now, how people should respect themselves, respect other people, and get laid a lot.
Harsh says the podcast benefits them as well.
Both of us individually reference back to shit that we've done or our mindset even currently, and it's changed us. in terms of just, I mean, even being as more honest with each other, more honest with ourselves, more honest with our friends, you know, and partners.
Provided to them by their only sponsor, a local sex shop, was a large sum of condoms, not money or equipment, which they cleverly used to develop SLP packs. Harsh explains.
They gave us a large amount of free condoms in which we made what we call SLP packs, which are little packs of 3 different kinds of condoms, a little card that says what an SLP is, and then a little pin that is just black with white lettering that says SLP. And so if you see somebody wearing an SLP pin, not only does that mean that they're rolling with condoms, that they promote safe sex, but that they are aware of their own bodies and that they respect yours and they respect their interactions with you and yours with them.
Harsh says that their unparalleled bond spawned the idea for the podcast.
You know, we have a project together. We have something that is very unique and special to the both of us that we take very, very seriously. That, you know, we have tons of other friends and numerous different social avenues that none of those people have what we have. So we do have our little weird sex love child thing.
That's what I like to call it.
Later on, they hope to emerge their sex-positive podcast out of the bedroom to reach a larger audience, gain more sponsors, and make a little money if possible. You can access their podcast for free at either the iTunes Store or on bootygamspodcast.libsyn.com. This is Mark Craig for Richmond Independent Radio News.
I hate you.
Okay.
Okay, so the way that he goes about dating and the way that I go about dating is completely different. But there's nothing but love and respect for the fact that we're both doing something different and we're both having happiness and fulfillment and safety and communication and respect and all that good shit from it. Who the fucking cares? You know, like, I don't give a shit if you were about dudes. You don't give a shit if I were about ladies. Like, who cares? It's not, sex is not who makes us. It's the icing on the fucking cake. And it is really sad that the state and the area that we live in have not just latched onto that. The fact that citizens are citizens, people are people, and it doesn't matter.
I think, it's all coming. I mean, I think that
You're just fucking crossed.
We can't live in a society that takes an entire group of people and disvalidates them. We're beyond that.